The size is the difference. Yeah, we could drive an hour, but they not driving no hour to go do shit.
Yeah, that's another thing.
They don't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
yeah.
we think it's all right. No, they're not driving no hour.
It's
An
so
hour of them
funny,
is
facts.
wild to drive.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Absolutely, that's such a fact. That's another big thing too. I think the first time I realized it's literally when Keisha, my manager, were like, she'll do the drive from upstate New York to my school, which is like 2 hours, and then back, so 4 hours in a day. That for us in the UK is like getting to the top of like the country. I'm not even joking. So for me, like when we was first doing it and I was first getting used to drive, like I'll be asleep the whole time. Like it's not slight for people from the UK to like do a drive like that.
Yeah,
but that's one thing I realized here, like people that drive from like one state to another, and it's like.
And you'd be surprised of the meaningless things we do it for.
Yeah. We just do that for food. If you, if you find the right restaurant,
no,
find the right big bag shit, you, hey, I drive 2.5. Fuck it.
Men do it for pussy.
All the time.
See, that's wild.
All the time.
That's wild.
Yeah, a 2-hour drive for some maybe pum pum. Yeah, that's on the list for somebody today.
I don't know if someone from London could do that. At most, they might catch a train, you know, do a little 30-minute drive, but I don't know about a 2-hour drive.
Coasting. All my niggas, we coasting. High grade, we smoking. On the highway, we rolling. Cracking bottle, we toasting.
Welcome to Weed and Whiskey Podcast, best podcast coming from Connecticut. Y'all already know because I tell y'all every single time that y'all tune in, and it's one of the first things that you hear about how great I am. But I also like to say that you guys are amazing
great too,
too.
nigga. Goddamn.
You already know that, nigga. You don't even acknowledge it, nigga.
You
You
right
a
about
man.
that. You right about that. You right about that.
You don't need
right about
validation
that.
from another man. Shit. Go ahead, validate yourself, my nigga.
I am somebody.
Thank you. There we go.
I am somebody.
And y'all only know we only do the best of the best when it comes to the personalities. And of course, we're excited to have another great personality here tonight, man. We have somebody who's going to take us out of the United States ourselves. She's going to bring us into her environment and understand why she came here for school and why she's going to be superior to everybody else as well, too. We have a star in the building. I'm excited to just get to know her behind the music and to understand the music a little bit more by getting to know her. So we have, it's Shehxana.
Shehxana.
Oh, I said it right.
You did.
You did say it
Yes,
right.
and you said it better with the accent, though. It sounded
Shehxana.
better with the accent. Yeah, Shehxana.
That was good, though. I feel like people kind of...
What they say?
Shehxana. They emphasize the she.
Shehxana?
Shehxana.
White people. Yeah, again.
No, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, trust, I get
It's a
Ocean I get Ocean. It's all of that. Again, great people in the building. We have Shehxana in the building. And honestly, I love the fact that her music makes me feel like I'm listening to actual R&B music.
Uh-huh.
That is a jab to a lot of people out there because
jab to a lot of people.
I'm being dead ass. It's a compliment to her
Thank
and a jab to other people. It's a
Not the
double
jab.
blade that do double the damage, bro.
Double blade,
I
double
love
blade.
it, man. Because you know, a lot of people say, and I'm sometimes part of it saying R&B feel like it's dying. It is. It
No, I
do
feel-
because a lot of people going there keep it, but
Nah, yeah, you're right.
niggas is just talking about R&B.
Nah,
right
it
there.
not even that. It's the tempo too has changed.
That too, the
Because they've
BPMs
mixed
is
it with
changing,
it's
too.
mixed with hip hop now.
And
It's
trap.
rap music. It's trap music.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like, come
That's
on,
true.
why you gotta make them blend? I don't need them to blend. I need my worlds not to mix, bro. I need to escape from one to the next and not feel like it reminded me of
Right.
the other.
Yeah.
Like, why am I listening to R&B if I can just go listen to trap if it's the same thing?
yeah, because trap music is crazy.
And
Every
most
once in a
niggas
while,
auto-tune.
once in a while, it's all right. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
don't want to
But
start my day off with trap music.
no, I'm talking about to that.
That too. That's,
You can't to trap like you can, but like I'm saying, it's not like a thing you do.
I don't
want
to make a baby to a trap music.
Yeah, no, that's a bad seed.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay,
nah.
but what
That's
about
how you
like
create a
Bryson
YN.
Tiller? Because I feel like he's got...
No,
That went over my head for a
so
sec.
he's actually who I think about when I say people are killing R&B. He was one of the first to do it.
You think he killed
Wait, who?
R&B?
Yes,
Wait,
Bryson Tiller.
But then you
Because
feel
he
like...
came out with what came as trap soul.
that might
Trap
be
soul was
controversial.
one
I
of
don't
the
know.
first genres that made you transition from R&B to what it is today.
God
so
damn.
he was one of the first people to put that dagger into R&B.
But I feel like there's like a beauty in being able to like overlap the genres too.
Because you're an artist. That's why you see it like that. But as a fan, no.
Really?
No.
So you don't enjoy a bit of "Don't" by Bryson
I
Tiller?
still don't listen to
Exchange?
Bryson Tiller. Exchange was nice. Yes, I'm not going to discredit the greatness in it, but I'm still going to stand on there as a fan like, no, I still want those Fantasia vibes. I want Ruben Studdard vibes. I want Joe vibe. I want that vibe. I need Crying the Rain vibe. I need you to put your hands out. Baby, why don't you take me back? I need a man to cry in the music. Like, don't cry because you're not getting the pum pum and attention that you need, bro. Like, cry because you really love that girl and you want her and your life is not the same without her. R&B don't give you that vibe. That's my controversial statement.
No, I hear that. And I think, like, TikTok has definitely played a part in that, too.
Yes.
Like
Social media in general.
Yeah.
Facebook definitely did that at first.
Bro, you know what kind of take you just had? You know what kind of take you just had? You was very about that.
I was, bro, because I love R&B.
So you basically, I just want everybody on here to understand. You basically saying Bryson Tiller started
killing R&B.
See, I don't know if I agree with that because I feel like he started a lane where, like, it created this, like, overlap, which is, like, different, and I feel like that's what made him stand out. But I feel like we still have those artists that do stick to the, like, pure R&B, but I think it's, like, cool to be able to, like, overlap it, because I feel like even when I think about my music, like, later on down the line, like, I want to be able to, like, overlap my R&B with, like, gospel and, like, rap and see what I can create. But, like, I also still want to create, like, my lover girl stuff that is just pure R&B, you know?
I'm gonna go with my rebuttal with, you ever heard of the one drop rule?
Go ahead.
The one drop rule is when, I'm gonna just put it in layman in a general term. The one drop rule is when you start basically diluting something. If after a while it start losing its original essence.
I thought it was if you got.
I know I didn't want to put the racial part into it.
I think you stopped me because
I know I didn't want to make it a racial, but basically like when you have something that's pure and you start diluting it, even if it one by one, eventually it's not the original 100% anymore. So yes, you're overlapping it and then you're finding new takes to it, but you're slowly killing it because eventually it don't stop with you. It goes to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. And now people forgot the whole reason of why they originally wanted something new because now it's just something new. So after a while, it's kind of like putting a pillow over something. Yeah, you get something different, but you're suffocating it. It dies eventually.
That's an interesting take.
So that's how I look at it. So yeah, like when Bryson Tiller came out with it at first, it was amazing. We loved it. It was refreshing. It was new. We love new and good. As a culture, we love new and good. That's the only time we jump on change quick, when it's new and good.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
If it wasn't good, we would have booed the hell out of it and not even embrace it the way we did. So of course it was good, but it started becoming what is today.
Okay.
It started with Bryson.
Okay, bro. Listen.
So what do you think about all the fans worldwide that, like, love Bryson?
I'm not knocking them in any way, shape, or form. That's just my personal take. I love art. I love the fact that art can inspire to innovate because that's the purpose of art. If it's not doing that, it's not good art.
Valid.
You know? So I'm never going to take away from that, but I can still hold an opinion on that art.
That was interesting what you said. I feel like I haven't thought about it like that, but I hear you.
But that's how I always look at it like that. But this is not about Bryson. This is about...
I was about to say. So
that was a good take.
That was a great take.
That was a great take.
That's kind of crazy. We're gonna have to clip that and see how many people hate you after that.
I love being hated. Let's bring that shit on.
But all right, let's go. Well, why music?
Why music? It's funny because I feel like these past few months, just as I'm like figuring out post-grad, a lot of the questions I've been asked is like, when did you first start singing? Why music? And literally in all of them, and it sounds so cliche, but like I don't think I ever had to like question like music. Like again, I had to like think back like when I'm writing these essays, like what was my first like cool memory of music? I remember literally being like 3 or 4 and I was at my uncle's house and I was like singing literally like Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, like just some young stuff. So I've never like, it's never come to question as to why, like it's just always kind of been my thing. So yeah, and then like ever since then I always like, I trained for it, like I continued singing, like I just kept growing like from it. So I couldn't tell you where it started from. Like I asked my parents, so I'm like, does anyone in our family sing? Like, but I don't know.
You're just a random one.
Genius? You're the first musical genius
My dad loves music. Like growing up, I always like, he always used to play like country music, like old like love songs. He loved like Luther Vandross, like
of course.
back
Baby
in the
making
day.
Music.
Yeah,
Baby making
yeah.
music.
Like I love that kind, like Marvin Gaye, like all of it. So I grew up listening to that, and like until I started to like getting into like R&B and hip hop, that was probably like more in my teens. But growing up, I was literally listening to like country and like old like love songs.
Oh, so you got versatility.
I would say so.
I like that.
So you grew up in London?
I did.
So
Born and raised.
So what was it like with R&B and rap music there with you growing up?
I feel like it was refreshing. I think coming out here and like again, the rap scene is so fire here as well. But there's something about like UK rap, like
That
I
shit
think
fire.
about like Dave and Stormzy, and there's so much
Yeah.
like truth to their lyrics. And I don't know if it's because like, I've grown up there, so I can like understand it more than like say when we come out here. I feel like a lot of rap, and again, I don't want to generalize, but at least for the artists I listen to, a lot of it is about like love, sex. Like not that there's anything wrong with it, because I feel like an artist's
After a
gonna
while,
speak
yeah.
true, you know. But I think like artists like Dave, they literally speak true to like things that people can like see day to day while being in London. Like you don't have to be in love to understand his music.
I like that.
He raps about like the government and things that like the older generation could understand too, but it's so creative. Like
Has
I
a
do
message.
like Dave. I
Yeah.
do like Dave. I've listened.
there's a different type of creativity out in the UK, I would say. It's like very different out here. It's a different scene. Yeah, for sure.
My take on it is, I feel like a lot of people, especially in like the UK and like even like the Asian continents, I feel like they embrace the original essence we once had for it. Like original love we had for it, they embrace it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of like look at Jamaican music in Tokyo. Different. So I feel like over there they enjoy R&B on a different level because honestly, to keep it a buck, love is not being thrown out the window as it is like out here.
That's true.
Like love has a different definition over there than it is over
Very
here.
true.
Is that true?
I get what you're saying though, because again, I feel like it's portrayed in a different way.
It is.
It's very more like, like especially with the rap scene, I feel like here, and like I don't know, a lot of our like New York rappers, I feel like everything is so much more explicit. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's way more
100%.
explicit than
It's not
it
just
is like,
cussing. It's like
Yeah, like
you
the-
paint a vivid picture
yeah,
and it's raw.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
It's
that's
called
something I've noticed.
self-snitching. That's what we'll call it nowadays.
Yeah,
That's what we'll call it.
but yeah,
You ain't
it's
lying about that. You ain't lying about that. All right. Would you consider yourself? I know you love it's R&B, but are you a lovey person? Like, are you a lover person? You a lover girl?
Yeah, she's got
say
a
so.
lover
I
girl.
could- But
No,
I
I
love
want to
it.
hear from her. I want to hear it from her mouth
yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't
go
want to
ahead,
make any type of.
Yeah,
Anyway.
people call themselves whatever. Yeah,
There's
you're
people
right,
that
you're
make
right,
trap music that don't really trap. So maybe she make love music and really
you're right.
fucking with love.
Another fact is stated. You all right, my brother? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I gotta ask these questions. I
You're
need to
right.
be sure about all of these.
Nah, I appreciate the clarity. No, I think it's funny because even when I first started writing music, when I first had to like write a song and I hadn't done it before, so I didn't pre-think about it. Like it was just kind of went and did it. I feel like I automatically started talking about like love, and I feel like a part of it is because like again I grew up listening to like country music and like ballads and all these old school like love songs, which
And
are
they're
talking about
passionate.
love. Yeah,
And
they're
it's
so
passionate.
all about like love. So like, but I also like obviously love like the hip hop scene and rap scene. But I think I grew up with that kind of music, so I feel like I'm a lover girl at heart, I would say.
So
Like,
with that being said, I'm sorry.
Nah, you
Is
got
love favorable to you?
what do you mean by that though?
Do you feel like you are basically lucky when it comes to your love life, or do you feel like you run into?
That's a solid
I
question.
feel like
Keep it a buck.
Solid question. Solid question.
I feel like I've had my fair share, but all I'm gonna say is that like it's just great for the music. Like all my situations
Great
have been
pain
great
make
for-
great
yeah.
art.
I was gonna say, that was
Regardless
a
of the situation.
that
I
was a
feel
good
like-
one I had. It was a good question. What's better, heartbreak music or happy music?
I don't have a like for me like creating.
To make, yeah.
To make, or what's your preference to listen to?
It's I don't know. I feel like being in the studio is always a fire feeling to be able to pour like a heartbreak into a song and then listen back to it, and especially like later in a few months, like look back and be like, yo, like I just like Jaded Love, which I'm sure we'll talk about later on, but like I remember like the day I wrote it, why I wrote it. So looking back now, like it's like capturing like these moments like and chapters in my life, and then like it's fire like how like you can capture music like that. But yeah.
Have you ever made a song at a current point in your life, and then you live the life and realize that song was ahead of your time because you didn't really experience what you really wrote about until that moment?
I'll probably say like my first songs that I was writing
Okay.
when I was still trying to figure out like what my sound was and like what I wanted to write about. So a bit of it was like my imagination, but I think for the most part, like again, as I started getting older, like just seeing more, like feeling more, I guess, being more in tune with my emotions, like how I want to convey that, I think like it came easier to me.
What turns a lover girl into a thug?
Oh, hold on. That is a
I've had
great
that one.
let's archives I have it. Let's read it. I am a lover girl. You turned into a thug, and now you got me drinking all the rosé all alone. thinking, how could you though? If your love means to full, then I don't want to know.
When you read it without music, it sounds so like sinister. Like,
I mean, you
I was
wrote
really
it.
in my bag.
I know it sounds better when it's see.
With
That's
the
the thing
music,
about
right?
music and R&B. The prettiest lies sound so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That one right there.
That's why I love R&B, because
Yeah.
you can lie so beautifully.
No, that's true.
But back to the question
Yeah,
at hand.
what turns a lover girl?
What
to
turns
third?
a lover girl into, I think every line I wrote in that song, like everyone from the start to the beginning was literally like a story. So like again, that was like the first song I would say that I really was like an honest truth like for me. And I started writing it in a song, and it wasn't a song that was like written in like one day. Like it was actually like over like a few days, weeks, and then like when I got into the studio, I like finished it up there because that situation was like ongoing, and I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to like say in it. So I'll say what turns like a lover girl into a thug, like just that ongoing process, like where you get to a point where it's like, I'm not a lover girl no more, or I'm not gonna be a lover girl for you. So then it's like I was once a lover girl for me, like I was once a lover girl for you, but like then you lost me. So
All right,
you know?
so at what point in a situation like that do you realize you have to think about you and just you? Because as a lover girl, y'all stick around longer than y'all need to.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like when I realized like I'm losing love for myself because I'm pouring so much into the other person. That I need to be able to love myself, and once I find myself like not being me, not at peace of mind, then it's a lost cause. Like I have to see myself out of it. But it does take a long time to get there because again, lover girls and lover boys will know like it takes a lot before you're like, you know what, I'm wanting to leave because like we love hard, like we love deep. So
Exactly.
Definitely.
So just to transition to, so what exactly do you do when your brain and your heart isn't on the same page?
when your brain and your heart isn't on the same page, what would I do?
Yeah, like how do you handle that?
I would pray on it. No, like, I would dead pray on it. I'd be like, God, like, please give me some clarity, because like that'd be the worst. That'd be the worst. When my mind is like, I know I shouldn't be there, I shouldn't be doing it, but in my heart, I'm like, I still want them, or like, you want to be in a situation, have to pray on it.
That's facts.
You just can't answer the "Are you up?" text.
You know, people be folding for that one though.
Have you ever
Yeah.
felt for it
Can't-
before?
Can't,
You ever
can't
felt?
answer.
Now at that point, I'm D&D in my phone. Like I'm not even gonna
Why
put
not
myself.
block? Why don't you block?
No, because like that's not lover girl behavior. Like there's a sense of elegance to
That's
being a
not
lover
lover
girl.
girl behavior. It's crazy.
We have a sense.
So
a
if
level
somebody
of, like,
is making you not love yourself, but it's not lover girl material to block the person who's not
But I
making
feel like
you
for
feel
me
love for
to-
yourself.
I get that, but I feel like for me to block you, that sends a sense of like animosity to them. Like I don't even want to give you that vibe.
Why do you
like
care about
it's
what
like
they feel?
Nah, but it's more for like my inner peace. It's like once I've locked in on like this is what it is with that person, it doesn't matter in what way you try to reach out to me. Like even if you do or don't, like it's not gonna make a difference. So yeah, I could block them, but like I think once I've locked in my mind, like that's in the past for me. Like I'm still forward.
I get that, but from a fuck nigga perspective, the fact
Why are
that
you
you
giving
can
that
still
Why are you giving that perspective? Right?
because I've once been there. Shut up. Alright, so from a fuck nigga perspective,
Wait, so you're not a lover boy?
I am now, but not
Okay.
always. It took a
Okay.
while.
Okay,
I had to
okay.
get there.
Right.
I wasn't naturally a lover boy. Because,
Right, it doesn't come naturally to
yeah,
everyone.
you don't get
fair.
this love. Fuck that. This love is too great for me to just be giving it out here. Fuck out of here. I'm amazing. You ain't just gonna get my amazingness. Hell no. This is restrained for specific VIP members only. On some
So you
real
know your
shit.
worth?
Hell yeah. I honestly, I'm
That's
proud
some
of
lover boy
myself.
stuff.
It took me a while, but I learned my worth earlier than a lot of people on some real shit, and I'm glad. I stayed single for probably like a decade before I even got into the relationship that I got. So
That's fair.
I know
That's
I
good
know
time
myself.
for self-work.
Exactly.
That's the most important thing. Another thing too, I guess, like doing that self-work, like in between, like I think it's so easy, especially like when you're coming out of a situation, to just jump into the next. Like there's a sense of like comfort with company.
What the saying over here is the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. That's what they say over here. I mean, dead saying.
Really?
That's
I
the
ain't
saying.
speaking on none of that.
That
shit.
is
I don't know
saying.
about
What
that
y'all
one.
That is a saying over here.
Really?
Yes.
I
You
can't
go
bring
to
that
therapy.
one back to the UK.
There, listen, people over here, I personally feel like, especially for people my generation and younger, because honestly, our parents was f***ed up emotionally as well too. So let's not even go there. But I feel like a lot of people don't know how to handle their emotions.
No, I agree.
Like,
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you said that. Especially being in college, I think like seeing the different like coping mechanisms. I think like 18 to 22 of like just trying to figure out who you are. I think I just said this to like a staff member. Like as much as you're going to college to get a degree, I think the biggest thing I've taken away is like learning stuff about myself and like my mind and like my emotions. Like, and I never expected that, but it's so true. Like I think it's such a difficult place to get into, to like be in tune with like your mind and like actually be at peace with yourself. And I think when you're in a setting like college too, there's like the option to like go party and drink and like
There's
smoke
so much
weed.
distractions out there.
Yeah, but then like when you're sat there by yourself, it's like you're dead not at peace with your own mind, and that takes like the most self-work.
It definitely do on some real shit.
That's the only thing that I said I missed out with college.
What?
Was not having that. I mean, I was working and I was doing my own thing, but it wasn't like I know what my friends in college were doing, and I know what I wasn't doing. And they were living an independent life. It was something where like I went home and my mom lived with my mom, so it was like it was cool. I had a home cooked meal. These had to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
You can't call moms and get a home cooked meal at that
Right.
night. You gotta go get some ramen noodles. You better hope you save some food from the calf. Like
Nah, sure.
How do you what was the hardest part about locking in with yourself on your journey?
I think it was like coming to terms with it again. Like when I first like came out to America, like I came by myself and I was 18, and I think it was the first time I'd like moved or even like been by myself, and it took me a while to kind of like deep that. I think like my freshman year, like, you know, it's like your first year in college, so everyone's having fun, like having a great time, and I think sophomore year came and I was like really thinking about what was my purpose for coming here, and I knew what it was, but again, I had to lock in with myself, and like God played a big part in that for me, and like my faith and like my relationship with like God. So I think it was like kind of isolating myself, but not even isolation, but like solitude. So like just being able to like find peace with like my own company and like just that self-work he was talking about.
Yeah, it's honestly tough, honestly, because I've learned personally, for me, the hardest part was differentiating being alone and feeling lonely.
Yeah.
Like, that was the hardest part, because you had to realize, okay, I'm by myself, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have to be alone.
Right.
You know?
That's true.
It's hard for a lot of people because a lot of people can't be with their own thoughts. They have to surround themselves by so many other people because it allows them to escape out of their mind.
Yeah.
No,
like
facts.
one of the scariest things that I learned there's people out there that don't have an inner monologue.
Yeah, that shit's weird.
Wait, what do you mean?
They don't think to themselves.
You don't have a voice in your head that.
Yeah, I do.
There's people that don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't.
So then but I feel like that is like your thoughts. No?
Exactly. You can't even fathom how that's possible.
Exactly, right? But yeah, there's people that don't. Like, you ever watch a cartoon and then the thing goes into their brain, all here's crickets?
Oh, so it's dead crickets.
Yeah.
People are really like that.
Yes.
Have no
You
thought.
see your
That's
face,
scary.
right? You see your face, right?
Nah, because like, I remember at one point where like, you know, like you can clock your own thoughts, so you can hear like your mind thinking.
Yeah.
So I had to like, sometimes you overthink it, like, damn, like, I'm dead talking to myself.
But there's people that just don't. They literally just space out in between those those sentences. I don't know how that's possible.
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me.
Like,
I don't
even
know.
as I'm stopped talking, my brain is still talking.
Thinking.
Yeah. I'm thinking of something else to say.
All right, so what does your inner voice sound like? Does your inner voice sound like you, or does it have another voice?
You ask me things I've never thought about before. I feel like
Damn, I'm about to say something crazy.
that's such a trippy question.
Yeah.
That is a
Because
trip.
you know what I'm thinking now? What's the population that's deaf?
What is the population that is? Like, you lost. Like, now I feel like I don't even know
what
how
do
to
their inner
think.
voice sound like? Because they never heard their voice.
All right. So now you just said a statement that how
How
many of the
did
population don't have an inner voice? Think of the correlation.
Now think about the population who only have an inner voice.
No, you lot are tripping me out.
God,
Like, I
damn.
haven't smoked and I feel high now.
You still thinking about that, right?
Like, what? I
To
don't
me,
even
my
wanna-
inner voice sounds like me. Because I talk to myself so much.
Yeah,
I know
like,
for
I
a
think
fact
it sounds like me.
You think?
Like, again, like, I've never had to question it. Like, I'm sure it's me up there. Like, I would like to think it's me
That's a
up
good
there.
question. Do you think
Nah,
it's you
nah.
up there?
Nah, it better be me up there. Like,
Because I have a theory, right? As somebody who writes, I feel like when I do my poetry, I don't think it's like the person you're looking at. I don't think it's me writing it. I think it's a whole different version of me that taps into the vessel and brings out the thoughts.
I think the closest thing I could say to that is like before I write, like I'll pray, and I'll just ask for like God's kind of peace and like clarity, so to guide me through like whether it's a performance or like writing. So I guess like if I'm in my mind, like I just pray for like that spirit or like kind of grace as I like do that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I feel like everything I do is kind of with God. So I would say that's another voice in my mind.
Have you always had God in your life, or is it something that you found along the way?
when I was younger, like I always went to church, but I think going through certain things and even like navigating like the journey that I'm on now, definitely say like coming out to America was when I really like hit rock bottom. And then like I read a quote and it was like you have to hit rock bottom to realize that God is at the bottom.
Ooh.
So I would say like being out here for sure, and I think it's like a still growing like relationship. So
What was your this is America moment?
at what moment? Oh,
Yo,
this is my
wait, hold on.
America
Let me
moment.
rephrase that because
I
we
know,
got
like, cause it's me up too.
he keep telling me never mind. We not gonna get into it. All right. What was your first this is America moment?
Like, I'm really not in London.
I think no lie, like first getting to college and like just hearing the accents, like the cafeteria, the frats, such a different culture. Like we don't have any of that. So I think because before I like really got into the music stuff, when I came out, I had to settle into like where I was staying, which was school. So like I was just surrounded by like student stuff and just like that college like lifestyle out here. So I think that's when it hit me.
Did it take long for it to hit you?
Nah, as soon as I got off the plane, I thought like it's crazy because like I dreamt about coming out here for so long. Like I say this a lot in like interviews. Like, I was 9 when I realized I wanted to come out here. So like it's crazy to like look back and be like, okay, 10 years later, but I don't know. I think
So you've never been out here at all before?
I had visited once in 2018, like for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. But
then,
not on your own.
No.
Honestly, like for me, when
shit.
I can still remember when I first came here when I was 9, and I can tell you the one thing I felt different that made me feel like, oh my God, this is America. The smell of the air.
Yeah.
I know it sounds small and it's like
no, that's
that was
point,
the
though.
biggest thing
I think
for
if you come from abroad and you come in,
yeah,
like, you do feel
like
difference.
the whole air changed.
That's what I'm saying. It's just something about the energy and just
everything
the air.
changed. Everything like the houses that's so cozy, that the infrastructure here.
That it just looks
like this is not home. Yeah. Does it make you miss home?
It's weird because I think I had to like train my mind to like make America like home, especially because I know I'd be at home for like 4 years. So again, I think that's where a lot of the self-work and like mental work came in, because I didn't have like anyone out here. So I think now looking at it, like it's definitely a home for me. Like I've met so many amazing people along the way. So
did it feel like you was losing yourself or gaining another layer of yourself?
Definitely another layer.
So you never felt like you was losing part of what you had connected at home at all in order to make the adjustment?
No, because I think the main thing that was holding me back at home was like my family, and like I would always keep them in the loop with everything and stay connected with them. Like that was like, again, like London and my family was the main things that was back there. So everything that I started like when I came out here was like fresh. So
okay.
And I always like visited like when I went back. So
breaks isn't going back.
Yeah.
Home.
So it was a nice balance, I would say.
How does your family feel about your music?
They're very supportive. I think they're the reason why like even I like came out here. They always like since I was young was like to dream big. Like even my brother, like he ended up dropping out of college and like started working on his like own car business. So they've always just been supportive of our dreams. Like
I respect that.
Yeah.
So it's a very supportive environment.
Yeah, I would say so.
I feel like a lot of artists like to pride themselves of coming from environments that isn't supportive. And
yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, and I think that's very weird.
Yeah, my mom never gave a fuck about none of my shit.
I had teachers that told me I won't be nothing in life.
Yeah, like, come on, man, relax, man. Like, nah, that's not true. Somebody said you could do it. Somebody told you could do it. Like, nah.
Somebody had to support you.
Yeah, like, it was refreshing seeing Boosie cry when he sees his high school teacher.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
It's like, yo, come on, man. There's people out there that support us, and
nah, for sure.
You don't have
even
to
if
be
it
negative.
is the small number, because like I think about even like coming out here and then like even like the people that I'm surrounded with here, like it is. You do have to be very grateful for like that. I feel like
because I feel like to say nobody supports you is disrespectful to the small amount of people that support you.
For sure, because that's what I'm saying. It might not be a big. I think like a lot of artists who wait till they wait to have like that big fan base and like a team to be like, oh yeah, like I have like support. But I think like it's so, especially like up and coming, I think that's one thing I appreciate too, is like the small number of people that do believe in you and like supporting you. Like I feel like those are the people you want to rock with till the end, because when you didn't really have anything and you're like working from the ground up, like those are the people that believed in you enough to like get you to where you will be. So
does hometown support mean anything to you guys out there? Is it major for you guys to accomplish that over there as artists?
Hometown support?
Yeah.
At least for me it is. And I think like in the UK, again, because it's so much smaller than here, I think it goes by like states here, but in the UK for sure, I would say.
Okay.
So what do y'all go by? Y'all don't have like...
Just like cities, I guess, like London.
So it's just cities?
But yeah. Birmingham maybe. But for me, it's like London.
To me, it's all one. I feel
Right, that's what
geography.
I'm saying. Like, it's so small, like, but that's valid.
All right.
Very valid.
Is the people nicer here as opposed to home in just terms of interaction? Like that's one thing I'm always curious about when it comes to just human interaction outside of here. Because I know you have like states like New York, and they will tell you that people will literally walk through you because they don't see you. And then you go down south and you hear about the southern hospitality. So it's like it's different. Like what is the culture like over there? Like when just through human interaction.
I agree with what you said about the states thing. Like, depending on what state you go to, I feel like
It depends on what you're gonna get.
I think in the UK you have to like remember to like it is a very grey, rainy country. So
All
like
the time.
like at least for me, like, well, pretty much I guess like summer, like you have the few couple months where it's like nice, but for the majority of it, at least in London, like it is actually really grey, like and gloomy. So I think like waking up to that, like I feel like I sensed it myself, especially as I got older. Like I'm not trying to wake up when it's like rainy and grey and like go to school. So automatically off the rip, when everyone is waking up, they just have like a kind of mood, like they have
It's a
like this
dark
kind of
cloud.
attitude. Yeah, you know. So there is a sense of like I don't want to say rudeness. Again, I think it just depends on the person and who you bump into, but I think like the weather definitely plays a part in like our energy.
Okay, that makes sense.
If the UK had the sun, I think we'd be so lit all the time. Like, we would be
So that's
lit.
all that's missing, just more
the
sunlight.
sun.
I would say.
No, but I think that's true because I think like Boston was voted like the most rudest city, or no, it was.
Racist.
Really?
Racist.
Racist.
It might be.
Racist.
It might.
Not
be.
rudest.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
got the wrong R word, buddy. Wrong R word.
Rude and racist, whatever,
They invented racism.
something like that.
Boston
whatever.
invented racism. I think a lot of people credit them to that.
But I think it's cause if you gotta deal with the cold for this long, bro,
Mm.
you.
That's
what
why
I'm saying.
Norwegians commit suicide. Is racism a big thing over?
Like some
You
of
know
the
what's
things just
crazy
be
about
cold.
that though? No. You know what's crazy about that? That's wicked. Wow, I didn't
That
expect
just
that.
took the quickest left turn.
No,
Like,
it didn't. For y'all, it did. I was still going forward. I did not miss a beat.
That's crazy.
oh,
It's true though.
But wasn't Norway voted like the happiest country in the world?
that's what I was just gonna say.
Is it then? Is it them?
I think you might
Maybe
have
because
missed
when
that.
it's time
I
to go,
probably got
they
the
feel
wrong
like it's time
N-word.
to go. It's time to go.
I probably got the wrong N word, but it's one of them that commit suicide because it's too cold.
They niggas. That's not what it is. That's not what that is.
Because we don't kill ourselves for shit like that.
Nah.
Well, is racism like the same as it is over here?
It's hard to tell. I feel like, cause again, like I grew up in like, I don't know.
All right, let me ask a better question. When you came here, right, did you feel like you had to worry about your skin complexion when you went to certain places? Did you feel like that played a factor of how people seen you?
I think it's different because for most of my time I am at college. Apart from the times I go to New York and I'm moving with my team. And then we're going, and then again when I'm with them I feel like I'm like safe and I'm good, you know.
It's New York though too. It's not
Yeah.
like it's yeah.
I will say like when I was in London I feel like I was around like a lot of like white people. Just like with the school that I went to and just the area that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I feel like a lot more comfortable here.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I feel like it's so hard to say. Like you always have that one-off case where like someone's being racist, like in London, you know. Especially with my friends too. Like it's not that it doesn't exist. It definitely does. But I think it's very dependent. Like because I'm like at college, I think it's a different kind of environment. Not to say it doesn't happen there, but
Is it systematic? Over there, is it systematic?
I would say
Okay.
Yeah.
So to a degree,
yeah.
white
Yeah.
people like to put their shit in shit. Okay. Say less, no matter where it is.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's what it started at. Come on now.
All right.
Colonization, bro.
Right.
Rich the best.
What layer do you hope going to school over here would add to your artistry?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I think it was the independence to my creativity. I feel like while I was in London, again, I was still kind of like aligning the dots. So it was hard for me to like anticipate what coming to America would do. I just knew that like I dreamt of doing it. I managed to connect with people that believed in like what my vision was. So I think looking back now, I can say it was like just every aspect of my artistry, from like my sound to like the way I write, just to like my confidence and like performing, just all of it. I think being around like different like opportunities and like situations that you just have to kind of adapt to it. So
you feel like you leveled up as a writer being here in the past 4 years?
yeah, I would say so. Because for a lot of it, like while I was in the UK, I was doing a lot of covers and stuff. Like that's ultimately how I started kind of going viral on like Instagram. I'll do like remixes to like R&B songs. Like I'll mess around with like hip hop songs, like just put my own spin on it. And then knowing that I could do that, that's when I started writing when I came out here and I started working with producers and stuff. So
honestly, that I hear that as I listen back to your music in my head now, because as I listen to your songs, especially when you listen to them like back to back, regardless if you have them on shuffle and whatnot, you hear the versatility in how you approach the beats.
Thank you.
You know, like you can hear that you don't just go in there with a one track mind. You go in there with what the beat gives.
Right.
And then you create around that.
Exactly. And that's so interesting you said that, because in a lot of interviews they'll ask me to what is my process to songwriting. And I'll never have like a melody or even like a concept to a song. Like I'll dead have to like hear the instrumental or the beat.
Because it already has its own life.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to figure out what are you saying to me?
Exactly.
How can I bring your message to life?
Exactly.
So you're not pre-writing songs and bringing them into the studio.
No, at all. I think that was another thing. Like as I was trying to figure out my sound, I was trying to figure out my best way to like write. Because I play the piano too, so like sometimes like, I'll try to have a melody in my mind and then go to the piano with it. But I just felt like there's something about the instrumentation where like that speaks on its own. So I feel like I kind of bounce off of that and then create a song. So
do you freestyle when it comes to singing? Like when you hear a beat, you just
that's usually how I get my like songs down. Like I'll kind of freestyle like a couple times, then I'll go back like listen to the voice notes, kind of piece together what I like. But when I was first recording too, like initially I was writing a lot more like rap stuff. But again, I think that was because I was working with like different producers. So like I've been able to kind of overlap, kind of figure out what I like, what I don't like.
So you rap too?
A
little bit? Okay.
Yeah, because
okay.
I love like rap. Like again, like I love like the R&B and like rap. I don't know if you guys know Georgia Smith.
Oh, I love her. She has
Blue Lights.
I love that, but my favorite song is actually the song of my birthday.
February the 3rd.
Yes.
You know my birthday is February the 3rd.
Oh my God, it's the second person. Jesus.
No way.
You're lying.
No, February the 3rd.
Well,
I was like, I'm trying to figure out like what song she has. I'm like, there's only one song.
That's the reason I love that song. It's because it's my birthday.
Birthday twin.
You're an Aquarius? Gang, 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 gang. You already know we out here. You already know. I know my personality lives outside of here. Shit. We that shit.
You don't know what you just did. It's the second time this has happened.
No way.
It's the second time.
Someone else?
All right.
Let
me ask you an Aquarius question.
Okay.
How well do you balance with feeling like the shit and being that humble person when you're in public?
It's crazy because like when you guys was obviously like giving me the talk before, like you said, don't be humble. But I think I'm so humble.
Really?
Like I think people will be like, you know, you have to be more confident. Like again, like you said, like talk your shit. But I think I've just grown up. Like I don't know. Like I hate like flaunting stuff. Like I feel like in my ideal world, like even with like social media and stuff, like I would love to create music and not have social media, and like let music do its thing. Like I hate having to kind of like post like. Show everything. Like I would just love to. Yeah, I don't know, but that's just me. But then I know being an artist, so I'm working on it.
Bow. Yeah, you gotta get that together because in America love they want to know you.
Everybody
that's the thing,
does.
and that's another thing. I guess that's like different too. Like coming out again, it's so saturated. Like just
I don't
the
like
music
that word.
scene. Really?
I don't like that word because you know
Really?
what isn't saturated, and no matter what you do, good.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you do as long as you bring good to it. I don't give a how saturated that is, and then gonna gravitate towards it.
I like
No matter what. So I don't like the word saturated because people can say that about us. As a podcaster, they can say that about us. But you know, I strive to go above mediocrity. So
You know what,
I
I'm gonna say
don't
that
want to
next
be in
time.
that pool of saturation.
I like that.
So that's why I hate that word, because if I ever accept it, I have to reflect on it. And I
Right.
refuse.
The game could be saturated all it want. We better than y'all. It don't matter.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
So people can't bring
flood the
That's
market
true.
if you want.
That's
You're
true.
gonna
That's
lose
true. That's
anyway.
True.
Exactly.
I like that energy.
But continue what you were saying.
I can see. Yeah. Let me rephrase it then, because that was a very valid point. Wait. Remind me what we was even talking about.
I'm sorry, I got caught up in saturated.
Yeah.
Certain words is like trigger words for me.
That was one of them.
Yeah, it's kind of like when people say like our hometown don't support. It goes back to say it disrespects the people that do, because you don't survive for so long without your hometown when you're first.
Or what do you do? Like most people who say shit like that, either just getting started or haven't done anything.
They haven't done anything for their hometown to actually support them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, who the are you?
Yeah, what do you do?
Prove yourself to be somebody. So
Yeah.
that's why I don't take certain personal or offensive, because I've learned in the general population world, they just want to see themselves in somebody that they're not.
That's true.
That's literally it.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
if
a
they can't see that confidence in you or a reflection of that, what they want to be,
Right.
they don't. Why do you think women sit here and watch reality TV? Because they see drama that they're not in.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. That should be cool as fuck.
He said, I'm just watching it for the
I be
tea.
sitting there like,
As a man, you can only watch it with your girl.
yeah.
You can't do it by yourself or
You
with
think
your
so?
other male
Yeah,
friend.
no, I can't watch that by
Really?
myself. Nah, you
Not with the man them?
You're wild. No, hell no, not with the man.
That wouldn't be funny on like a Friday
with the
night.
man. No,
On a Friday night, it's
Instead of-
scheduled too.
Now
It's a
think about it,
scheduled
right?
day.
Instead of going to the club one night, just the man
No,
them stay in.
no,
Sit back and watch Bad Girls Club?
No.
Listen.
No.
I'm telling you, don't tell no one else.
No.
You guys should do it like one
No.
I
Friday.
won't even do a, what they call the male Valentines now, because they just started that.
I
No,
don't even
see,
know.
I
It's like
didn't
a
know
all
the
men.
thing,
Exactly.
see?
You see how
I
you
haven't
respond to
even heard
that?
that one.
But you want us to
But
sit
I'm
here.
with it.
That's
Like, why
too-
not?
That's too close.
I'm not.
That's too close.
That's
See,
too
I'm not
close.
that man. I'm not that kind of man.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of man.
I'm not that kind of man.
Really?
No.
I'm a traditional man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I like to pick things up and put them down.
Yeah.
That's I'm
Like,
not,
just let me
Very
pay all the
fair.
me
bills.
and my boys not watching
Let me
baddies
go work
together.
and pay all the bills and come complain to my
Let me
friends.
ask you a question. Your man come and tell you, say, yo, me and my boys every Friday or whatever the day to come out. We watching baddies. How you feel about that?
I mean, listen, I'm gonna just be like, whatever makes
Your
you
man.
happy.
This is your man.
Your man.
The one that you lay with.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not gonna make a difference to me. Like, he's either gonna be playing the PS5 or like watching baddies. Like,
No, it's not the same thing.
Did you not hear that?
Yo!
He's either playing the PS5 or watching baddies.
The PS5 to the baddies is a comparison?
That was the contract.
is it that crazy though?
It's like
That's
comparing
wild
a polar
statement.
bear to a puppy. Let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on all social media platforms at Shehxna.
Wait, what?
Was it the H?
The what?
The H.
You should be
I
knowing that
know it.
Jamaicans say the same thing.
I know
I
it.
know.
Jamaicans don't H.
I know.
Jamaicans don't have H's. It's hey.
The SH.
Yeah.
EH.
EH.
H.
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 Yeah.
See, I'm gonna put you guys on some British stuff, you know? So let's get
Yeah,
used to the
give me
H's.
with that so I could be in a British
Hey,
TV show.
so you guys can find me on all social media platforms at SHEHXNA.
H. EH. I ain't gonna lie, that sounds fire when you spell it, bro.
It do.
That's like when Jamaicans, instead of saying Z, we say Z. That's what
We
y'all
say
say.
Z
Yeah, I
too.
say Z, right? Yeah, Z sound way better.
You ain't got your language from them, right?
Excuse me, we're not gonna talk about our We're not gonna do that. There's a reason why I didn't go there. But thank you for reminding me at the very end. We went so well, but at the end, hey, did you remember you were the slaves?
specifically there?
Do you remember when your slavery was away?
Yeah.
You celebrated every August, you know? You changed your ownership.
Now y'all own America. Now y'all own Americans. So hey, it's all right. Y'all can find us at W&W Pod on Instagram only because Instagram likes to and everywhere else Weed and Whiskey Podcast. So please subscribe, follow, and do everything else.
And Patreon. Hop on the Patreon.
If y'all don't subscribe to the
Exclusive
Patreon,
content is on the Patreon.
y'all might start missing out on a lot of shit. So do that as well. Weed and Whiskey Podcast, the greatest podcast, international now.
For the peas, them. Still.
Not for the peas, man.